Jyotirao Phule Biopic, Challenging Caste and Gender Norms, Social Reform in Focus. In a world where stories of social reformers often fade into the background, Ananth Mahadevan is on a mission to bring Jyotirao Phule's legacy to the forefront. It's an urgent film to make, he passionately states, highlighting the importance of his upcoming biopic on the trailblazing social reformer. Known for his thoughtful portrayals as an actor, Ananth's directorial choices are anything but gentle. With a track record of tackling significant societal issues through films like Ghor Hari Dastan and Sindutai Sapkal, he shines a light on those who have shaped history yet remain largely unrecognized. His latest work, The Storyteller, cleverly critiques plagiarism, but now he turns his lens to Phule, a figure who ignited a quiet revolution against caste and gender discrimination back in 1850. Ananth emphasizes that Phule's story is not merely a biopic, it's a reflection of a progressive mission that began 175 years ago and is still relevant today. Phule understood that the fight for equality wouldn't be completed in their lifetime. He hoped future generations would continue the struggle, he explains. It's surprising, he notes, that a visionary like Jyotirao, who inspired the likes of Bhimrao Ambedkar and was the first to refer to oppressed outcasts as Dalits, hasn't received the recognition he deserves in popular culture. He advocated for Ahimsa long before Gandhi did. Yet, aside from a few old films, there's a glaring absence of credible portrayals of his life and work, Ananth points out. He believes we've overlooked the magnitude of Phule's contributions, which is why he's determined to present a comprehensive narrative that connects Phule's influence to global leaders like Martin Luther King and movements for abolition and anti-apartheid. However, the journey hasn't been without its challenges. Some Brahmin groups have raised concerns about how their community is depicted, and the Central Board of Film Certification, CBFC, has requested that references to caste be toned down. Ananth feels that these objections were premature, arising from a mere viewing of the trailer. Many Brahmins supported Phule and were integral to the Satyashodak Samaj. It's essential to recognize that not all Brahmins opposed him, he asserts, adding that resistance to change also came from marginalized groups who had been conditioned by years of discrimination. He urges a self-reflective approach. If your child is misbehaving, do you ignore it just because they are your own? We need to confront our shortcomings. Regarding the CBFC's feedback, Ananth shares that while they acknowledged the realities of caste and gender discrimination, they wanted to generalize certain statements, like changing 3,000 years of slavery to a broader term. I believe what we presented in the film is neither anti-national nor harmful to society, but we chose not to push back too hard on this issue. Ananth also addresses a controversial aspect of Phule's views on colonial rule. He sees Phule as a strategic thinker who recognized both the benefits and drawbacks of British governance. He valued English education and wanted to use it to uplift the marginalized, while also being aware of the British divide-and-rule tactics. He urged the so-called elite to reform themselves before challenging colonial powers, Ananth explains. Phule cleverly utilized British resources to develop infrastructure and fund schools for the underprivileged. In response to a Maharashtra minister's claim that discrimination is a thing of the past, Ananth poses a thought-provoking question. If that were true, why do we still need initiatives like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao? The work of reformers like Jyotirao and Savitribai has indeed changed the landscape for women, but caste and gender discrimination persist. We can't ignore our history, we must learn from it, he insists. Fortunately, he notes that support for the film has grown, with various parties rallying behind Phule's story. While biopics are trending in Hindi cinema, Ananth is cautious about the balance between creativity and authenticity. These lives are inherently dramatic, they don't require embellishment. Heroism doesn't need slow-motion shots. Phule's life is powerful enough to leave a lasting impact. In fact, Sindutai's story was so dramatic that if I had portrayed it as it was, people would have thought it was exaggerated. My goal is to honor their contributions with honesty. Ananth recalls his first encounter with Pratik Gandhi during the filming of Scam 1992, where he recognized the young actor's immense potential. I don't usually write with a specific actor in mind, but Pratik's energy was undeniable. He embodies the character effortlessly, making acting look natural. Having collaborated with some of the industry's finest, Ananth believes Pratik is a rising star who the industry should pay attention to. He adapts beautifully to his roles and actively engages in the creative process. Acting requires social awareness and intelligence. It's often dismissed as a fallback for those who can't find success elsewhere, but to me, it's one of the toughest professions, second only to being a scientist. As for his place in the film industry, Ananth feels like an outsider. The champions of serious cinema often overlook me, but I'm committed to tackling challenging subjects that others shy away from. This biopic promises to be more than just a film, it's a call to action, a reminder of the ongoing struggle for equality, and a tribute to a man whose vision continues to inspire generations.